every Saturday for lessons, and then free skate, and lots of skate nights for school, and Saturday skate night. And back then, 80s music was still kind of new. And I was probably sort of 91, 92. And yeah, 80s music wasn't that old. So tonight, I'm really trying to show. I'm standing under the Cassius Crossing bridges that link Eaton's Hill to Albany Creek, my home turf. And when we first moved here in the late 80s, there was only one bridge, and so the Cassius Crossing Creek behind me was still a proper creek, and so during flood season it would rise up to sort of well above my head, and you would, you know, it would just sort of flood the whole valley here. And afterwards, once the waters had gone down, we'd bring our boogie boards down into the creek and just go like bodyboarding along the fast-flowing rivers. Probably highly dangerous in hindsight, but you know, it was Dad who took us, so it must have been safe. Once they built the second bridge here on the other side, they dammed the creek, and so now you can see it's sort of a fetid brown pool of grossness, and I wouldn't even want to put my hand in the water here. This veterinary clinic at Eaton's Hill opened up near the end of my time in Albany Creek, and I love eccentricities and you know, delight in little absurdities. And if you notice on the top of the veterinary clinic sign, you'll notice raptors. Supposedly the people who run this veterinary clinic are dinosaur mad and go hunting for dinosaur bones and all sorts of things. But what I love about it is that it's like if you consider a plumber on his poster or business sign might have a tap, or an electrician might have a light bulb, advertising what they do for a living. Essentially, this vet is saying that if you had a raptor and it was sick, he could treat it. He'd be all over that. And not just a raptor too. Oh no, it's not just the, you know, shallow end of the pool there. Not that raptors are shallow end of the pool, but look at this baby. Get out of the way. T-Rex! Giant one! It's fantastic. This is my old high school. It's been years since I've come here. This is St Paul's School, an Anglican school at Bald Hills on Brisbane's north side. When I first arrived here in 1993, it was the first year that the school opened up to girls, and I was one of about 25 girls only in year 8. So I was one of the first group of girls to actually progress through the whole high school. Go me! No. I have a real love-hate relationship with this place. As I assume most people look back on their high school with mixed feelings. I certainly do. This is where I used to get picked up after school. This is the roundabout, and we used to sit in these stairs and wait for our mums and dads to come pick us up because we were spoiled rich kids. And this is the pool behind me, which was really, really refreshing on a summer's day to go in there. And behind that is the PE centre. The great big building is where we used to have dances and dance nights and play volleyball and all those sorts of things. And the place looks nice. It really does look well kept. And there's a really lovely smell of cut grass, freshly mown grass in the air, which sort of brings back a lot of childhood memories. And up here used to be Block 5. Somewhere around here used to be Block 5. And Block 5 was where I hung out. That's where my locker was, and that's where I used to sit and hang out and at lunch, and it's gone. The room behind me used to be the prefect room when I was at school, and prefects used to hang out there when I was in younger grades. But when I became a prefect, because of course I became a prefect because I'm a nerd, I didn't ever want to go in there. It just was like I was isolating myself or thinking I was better than everyone else, and I hated it. And everyone thought I'd be a prefect who'd be really strict, and I only ever gave one detention, and that was to a little brat of a kid in year 9 who bit me on the hand. I guess I always wanted to come back to school and show everybody something, I don't know, prove something. That I was good, that I was worthwhile, that I was smart, that I was clever. I wasn't ever the popular one at school, which is such a trite cliche, but it drove me a bit insane that I could never be popular, and I guess it would be nice to kind of return and get a fanfare and have a building named after you. But you know, it's okay that it's not. I've done all right, and of all the people who I went to school with, I may be staying in contact with one or two, and most have fallen away, and that's okay. That's just part of life. If they didn't think I was cool then, they're probably never going to think I'm cool now. And as I approach 30, it's probably time to grow up and be an adult. Goodbye, suppose. Will I see you again? Maybe in another 10 years.